What does it take to be world longboard champion? If you ask Duane Desoto, he'll say it helps if you start swimming before your first birthday, start competing around the ripe old age of 4, and have a dad and uncles that teach you to love the ocean and compete with the best of them. And compete he does. For 18 years, as a member of Team Oxbow, Duane has chased his dream from the world's best surfing destinations to the maw of Jaws itself. You'd think that would be enough of an adrenaline rush for any man, but what really gets Duane stoked happens much closer to home and is deeply tied to his Hawaiian family roots. According to traditional beliefs, the land and the sea are man's siblings. Hawaiian children are taught to care for their siblings with the respect and the honor befitting a beloved family member. So what happens when the press of modern life strains that relationship to the breaking point? When a lot of island kids never even go to the beach, don't know how to swim, and could care less about what happens to the environment around them. Nakamakai happens. Duane Desoto has parlayed his passion for the sea, his family, an extensive network of like-minded friends and fellow watermen, into a non-profit organization that's sole aim is to give to Hawaii's children what his family gave to him, a love of the ocean and a great big dose of self-confidence.
I see a lot of things that need help and change and maybe just a nudge even. And I'm hoping that Nakamakai can be that little bit more for the children who need it.
So we're really thankful to be here and thankful to all of the hosts, people from this moku and this ahupua'a. We can see them.
So how do they nudge? Through free ocean clinics that rotate between 6 Oahu beach parks. Any child between the age of 2 and 18 is welcome to come join in the fun. Get wet and learn.
Clinics happen once a month, every second Sunday of the month. We average 75 children a clinic, 5 groups of 15.
But it's Hawaii's less advantaged kids that are Nakamakai's real focus.
I'll hear about groups on the radio, and I've called them up and invited them, that work with foster care kids. And I also have run into people just randomly, like Kids Hurt Too is a group that works with children who are have one or both parents are deceased, and now they bring anywhere between 10 and 20 kids every clinic.
For this totally volunteer organization, it takes between 35 and 65 to staff a clinic.
It's really a collaboration. This does not happen without these fabulous volunteers. The Nakamakai does not exist without people's sweat and actually some of their own money.
I volunteer because I love it. All the things that end in ing, inspiring, loving, laughing, all of that, you get that at Nakamakai.
So what exactly can you teach a group of excited kids in just one afternoon at the beach? A lot. And they'll learn it the old-fashioned Hawaiian way, by listening and doing. Each child works his way through a series of stations. Each station is a different hands-on experience and a different lesson.
Put your hand smooth, yeah? How do you get from this to this?
Stop 1, make a surfboard.
The clinic starts off with working on traditional wooden surfboards. We call it the Kalai Papahe'inalu station. And basically working on traditional woods like wili wili and koa. Right now we're focusing them on using traditional tools like coral rocks or regular hard rocks with flat surfaces, with salt water and sand. To show them these more traditional tools gives them a better insight into the efforts that were made to create these boards.
The fun is obvious. Just look around. The lesson, less so. What's scrubbed in along with the sand is pride. Pride in a culture so sophisticated that long before contact with the Western world, it understood how to care for all its own needs without endangering the natural world around it, and still have time left over to play.
To create surfing and to create surfboards shows that the society here was so advanced that they created a sport, they created an art.
Next, it's into the water for a 30-minute stand-up paddling or surfing experience. For kids that have never set foot in the ocean before, it's a big first step. Part of the genius of Nakamakai is its ability to take a potentially frightening experience and turn it into something overwhelmingly positive and empowering. For this, you need a mentor. Each child is teamed with a volunteer instructor who will assess the child's swimming ability and comfort in the water, then tailor his adventure accordingly.
Because the volunteers at Nakamakai are so experienced, they know that their role is a support role. It's not, in a lot of ways, just to teach them, it's to learn from the child and then allow the child to learn for themselves. What the kids actually get to experience, I think, is being empowered by the ocean and by an adult who's actually encouraging them to do something on their own.
After a day at Nakamakai, our kids probably walk away with a sense of, I can do this.
Station 3 offers a change of perspective in the form of a canoe ride.
So majority of our locations, they're paddle out to sea, and we turn the boat around and we face it back at land, and we talk to them about the valleys and the connections that the mountains have to the ocean. And the connection is the river. So we talk about this and explain to them about how much rubbish is being dumped into the ocean via our rivers and our waterways.
The lesson is simple. A cigarette butt thrown into the ground will eventually be washed by rain into our rivers, and from the river into the sea. It will take 100 years for that cigarette butt to biodegrade. It takes just 10 cigarette butts to kill a sea turtle. Connection made, and on to the fun. Ever wonder what it would feel like to jump into really deep water? Well, now's your chance.
Well, we got to jump off the canoe into the water and swim around.
We jump in the water and let them know it's okay, and then children will jump in. And then the rest are still sitting there thinking, what do I do? What do I do? No child makes a wrong decision. If the child decides to stay in the boat, he or she is making a great decision, because they're making it for themselves. They know that that's not where they want to be. So it's just a great opportunity to challenge them and to hopefully have them grow a little bit.
Back on shore and thoroughly charged up, the kids visit Naya Lewis to learn about Papahanaumokuakea. The Papahanaumokuakea Marine National Monument encompasses 139,797 square miles of the Pacific, an area larger than all the country's national parks combined. This enormous conservation area encompasses the northern Hawaiian Islands.
Kui'ia Kalemoku'e Kanaloa. The islands are strung together like a lei on the ocean of Kanaloa. And so we stand right at the kahakai, or where the ocean and the land connect. And so we talk about what do they see, and they see the ocean moving. And so we talk about, well, if it's here, do you think, where does it go? Where does it move to? And so they start to talk that it must swirl around the islands, it swirls around the globe. And then we make that connection to, well, if you were to throw something into the ocean, or from your house, and it makes its way to the ocean, does it just stay here or does it travel? And so they immediately make that connection to waves and currents and understand that it really is the ocean that connects us and not the land.
A lot to absorb in one afternoon. Maybe. And that's why no Nakamakai clinic ends without a healthy dose of pure silliness.
I bring the bubble guy, my friend Todd, down. This is just gonna make smiles. This is gonna be fabulous. So we'll have, at the end of each clinic, he's blowing bubbles and teaching them how to do these huge bubbles. It's purely for joy.
It's awesome we can bring those kids and teach them how to be safe in the ocean and have a good time. And I think the best thing is they go home having a good memory with instructors that care about them.
Hanging out with the kids, seeing the smile on their face, priceless.
Having the opportunity to work with the kids, kind of teach them some stuff that I I got to learn when I was a kid. The island's full of kids that need stuff like this, so I'm proud to be a part of it.
It's fun to just watch them, especially the first timers.
I truly hope Nakamakai is here for generations.